Let's look at the line level shortcuts in Visual Studio. This is Daniel, and you are going to get coded. If you haven't watched the words level shortcuts, please click on this video, okay? So if you have that, welcome back. You are welcome. Also, you don't have to watch like one by one. You can jump over them because, as I said, they are self-contained. So you can know only the shortcuts for the word level and for the line level, for example. And then after some time, you can come back to these shortcuts, to this series of shortcuts, and you can try to integrate more shortcuts in your workflow. Okay, so it's not a point of going through all of these videos and trying to learn all of them at once. It's a very good idea to actually see them once or a couple of times, and then you come back to them as you need them. Okay, so you know that you want specific for this level, for the line level, for example. Okay, so let's start. The first one, or the first group or subgroup, I might say, is the copy, paste, cut, undo, and redo. These are very popular. These are like the default for many apps, okay? So if you are in Word or in Firefox, in Google Chrome, I mean, these work for you as well in the same fashion. But in Visual Studio, beside making all these operations to copy, paste, and doing all these things, they operate a little bit differently because you don't have to select something and these take an effect. So let's see. First of all, I want to actually select the word, so the laptops, and then Control X, I cut it, Control V, I paste it, Control C, I cut it again. So let's try to select this word, so Control W, and then Control C to copy. And here I have a typo, forgive me. This is the cut and this is the copy, okay? So Control C, copy, Control X, cut. I rushed, but you know these. So I bet you know at least these shortcuts. Okay, so Control C for copy. And as you can see, Control V, I can paste those. Now Control Z to undo, Control Y to redo. Okay, so these work in Visual Studio as well. But as I said, if you don't select something, they are still working. So let's try to go on this line number 15, and we can press Control X, and you can see it cuts the whole line without us selecting the line. We can also use the shortcut from the previous video, so Shift down arrow, and we can now press Control X. Right now, all those lines are removed. Okay. Also, Control V, we paste all the lines. So this is like the magic in Visual Studio. You don't actually have to select the line. If you know that you want the whole line to be copied or removed or so on, you can do that. For example, let's try to copy line 15 a couple of times. So Control C and then Control V, and we pasted many times. So we don't need to use the mouse. We can just say Control C and then Control V. Okay, so you know these ones. Next, home and end to go to the beginning and to the end of a line. So we are in a line right now, okay? So let's try to undo these things. And let's try to press on home. So home, we go to the beginning of the line. So we don't actually go here. We go to the beginning, like the first character of that line. Without the spaces, okay? So we don't count the spaces when we press home and end. So home, end, home, end, home, end. This is very useful because you can just, if I want to go to the beginning of the line, I can press home instead of pressing on the right arrow or left arrow, or to go faster, and you know this, Control right arrow or left arrow. Indeed, this is faster, but to be even faster, I want end, and I go directly to the end of the line, okay? So this is how it works. Next up, we have another pair, comment and uncomment. These are very useful. So even though they might seem complicated, you need to know them. So I'm going to select these lines over here, and I want to comment them out, okay? So Control K, Control C to comment, and as you can see, it comments all the lines. So even though I didn't select everything from these two lines, they are commented out. So this is how it works. Control K, Control C, and then Control K, Control U to uncomment. So comment and uncomment. Okay. Next, we have another pair, select left and select right. So let's try to undo, Control Z, and let's try to say we are here. So we are before the dictionary class type, okay? And I want to select everything on the right side. I can press, as you see there, Shift and End. So Shift End, I can select everything. So everything from the cursor until the end. So all the characters that are on the right side of the cursor. And I can do the same for the left side. So this applies for Shift Home for the left side. So Shift End, Shift Home, Shift End, and Shift Home. This is very useful as well. And the last pair, Alt plus up arrow, Alt plus down arrow. Okay, so Alt up arrow, Alt down arrow. These two move a line or multiple lines. Okay, so let's try to see only one line for now on. So right now the cursor is on line 15. If I press Alt and down arrow, you can see this line moves down. And I don't have to do anything else. This line just moves down or up. Also, I can select multiple lines if you want that, and we can go up, down, and up with multiple lines, okay? So this is like the point of having Alt and up and down arrows to actually move these. Because if you just, let me try to do this. If you just cut this, all right, from here, you leave there an empty space. Whenever you want to paste them, this is not pasted well. So it's very difficult to actually cut and paste code like this because you lose the format, and the format is very important. To actually overcome this issue, this is why we have this last pair, okay? To actually move those lines without the need to cut and paste them. So let's try Control Z to actually undo all of our actions because I don't want any errors, and I think we have many of them. Okay, I hope right now we don't have any errors. The subgroup for this line level is the bookmarks. So this is the subgroup. And let me try to explain what a bookmark is. So imagine you work in multiple files at the same time. So maybe you work in these two files, okay? So laptop and program. And you work only in specific parts of the document. So maybe I work in the for each, and here I work in the return over here, okay? So only in these two. Because I want to be faster, I want to be more productive with my time, I want to be more efficient with my time, I don't want to waste my time, I can set breakpoints. Not breakpoints, but bookmarks. Similar to breakpoints, bookmarks. What bookmarks allow me to do is to move back and forth between these pages. Okay, so let's try to set the bookmark. I want to set the bookmark at line 37 over here. So to do that, we need Control K, Control K. Right now you can see that I have a bookmark over here. This is the sign of a bookmark. And also you saw that I said toggle, not set. So we can press again, Control K, Control K to remove it. So on and off, on and off. As you see here, we have already a bookmark. So this was already added. Right now we can go to the next bookmark or to the previous bookmark. So Control KN, next, Control KP, previous. So Control KN, sorry about that. Control KN to the next one, Control KP, previous. Control KP. Why this doesn't work? Okay, let me try one more time. So Control K, Control P. Did I remove that one? Yes, I removed it. My bad. So Control KK, and now Control K, Control N, Control K, Control P, Control K, Control N, Control K, Control P, to move back and forth between bookmarks. Again, a pretty nice tool because you don't have to scroll again. Where was I working? Was I working on these lines or on these lines? Oh, I was working on this with the for each. You forget. We don't remember all of that. And our focus should be on the code, on writing the code, not to remember where the code was. Okay, it's not something we should be concerned. Let Visual Studio be concerned about that. So these are the bookmarks for the line. So all the operations that you know already, all of these are applied for a word as well as you saw with the laptop, but also for a specific line. So even though you don't select something, the whole line, you can go to beginning and to the end. You can comment on comment, you can move up and down, and you can have also these bookmarks. If you like this video, please click thumbs up. Also consider subscribing. Until next time, bye guys.